everyone, welcome back to our Jumping Gym Sensory Creative Lesson. Okay, so today I thought it was important, instead of making something, I've seen all your This Is Me pictures and your rainbows, and I'm so proud of the work that you're doing. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, okay? And we do this during educational games. We are playing with sensory play. Now, I don't know if you remember when we did our senses. Remember, our senses are our eyes to see, our nose to smell, our mouth to taste, our ears to listen, and our hands or our skin to feel. So today we're going to use the sense of feeling in order to learn. Do you remember Mrs. Dosser told you that inside your head you've got a brain? It's like a computer, and it tells our body basically what to do. So for instance, if I had to look at this knife over here, now we all know, maybe because your mommy's told you, but we also know that this is very sharp because maybe before you've touched it or you've cut your finger and it was very sore. And what happened is when your finger touched it, as your finger touched it, a little message, remember, went up to your brain, and then your brain told your finger or your hand to lift off quickly because it was very sharp. Your brain remembers the last time you touched this was very sharp. So now when you see a knife lying down, you don't have to touch it anymore to know that it is sharp. Maybe you look at something like this and it looks like it's very soft. Mrs. Dosser didn't need to touch it to know it was soft because I've touched it before. Okay, so my hands touched it before and it told my brain, and my brain told me that it's soft. So now I can just look at it, and that's the way we learn. So remember, Mrs. Dosser said we must always do something with touching first for our brain to know what it is so that it can help us later on to read or write. I know that sounds like something very complicated, but that's the way our brains work. That's why at school we do lots of things that we can touch, so that we can touch it and we can learn with our fingers, our sense of touch, so that our brain remembers. It's the best way for your brain to remember. So we learned about Jumping Jim today. We got to see him with our eyes. So every single time now you see him, your brain knows that it's Jumping Jim. Okay, we sang the song. So now through hearing the j sound when we were singing, it's telling my brain what sound Jumping Jim makes. So we've used eyes, we can see Jumping Jim. We heard Mrs. Dosser telling you, and you were singing the sound, Jumping Jim says j in words. And now we're going to use our fingers to learn about different things that start with j. So that's a sensory play. Okay, so I've just got some examples for you here today. You don't have to do them, you can just do a few, or maybe you've got other ways of learning with your fingers. Okay, so I'll just put some examples here for you. Okay, so first of all, what you could do is, you all know this end, it's so good for you, Play-Doh, because you can roll it. It's exercising your fingers. Remember, I said it's very important for us to, when we learn how to write, we can't hold the crayon properly if our fingers and our hands are not nice and strong. They are called our fine motor muscles, our small little muscles. Okay, you've got big muscles in your arms and small little muscles in your fingers. So we need to play with lots and lots of Play-Doh to exercise our fingers. Our fingers are doing gym, like aerobics. Okay, so you can do anything you want with Jumping Jim with your Play-Doh. So I thought I will do two things today. The first one is I'm going to try and make the j a letter. Okay, so because one day when I want to learn to write j, I've already made it with my Play-Doh. So my fingers and my brains know how it looks. Okay, so I'm going to take some Play-Doh. You can do it any way you want, and I'm going to roll it. Remember, rolling is also very good because now I'm using the your big large muscles too. When you're rolling something, you're using your big muscles and your small muscles. Okay, and then I'm going to take a Play-Doh board. I'm just going to try and put it in here, you can see it, and then I'm going to make the j. All right, there he is there, and I'm going to have to squash it because that's upwards. Okay, so there's the bottom part of the j. See, I've done the bottom part of the j. Okay, and now I'm going to make the little ball on the top, the ball that he juggles, the one we can see. And now I'm going to go roll, roll, roll the ball, ball gently in a ball. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it into a ball. I almost forgot the song. Okay, so roll the dough into a ball. And then I'm going to boop, put it on top. Look, I made my own jumping gym. And if I want to be fancy, then I can maybe put my fingerprints in it and press it down so I remember. Okay, and that's nice when you do that, because then you know what you can do. You're almost making like braille, because blind people can't see. And then you can run your finger down it, and then you can actually feel the shape of the J. Okay, so that's one way. And then I also made one of my favorite sea creatures. I'm just going to put that down here. Okay, actually I'll put it up here so you can all see it, my lovely J that I made. And I thought I'd make one of my favorite sea creatures, a jellyfish. Okay, so I took a ball and I rolled it up here, and now I'm making his long jelly legs. Okay, his jellyfish legs. So I've taken some, roll it. Remember, using those large and small muscles, roll it, and I'm making his legs. Okay. And then if you want to be fancy, you can maybe make him some little eyes. I can roll the little eyes into a ball. Actually, no, looks a bit like an octopus, but he's only got 4 legs, not 8 like an octopus. Okay, got some legs. I actually don't think jellyfish have got eyes, but mine's got eyes. All right. So maybe you can go look in a book or on Google, see what a jellyfish looks like, and you can copy it. Okay, so I made a jellyfish. Maybe out of your Play-Doh, you want to make a jeep, or a glass of juice, or maybe a jigsaw, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's just something fun if you want to use Play-Doh. Very good for your hands. All right, then I thought of something different. I did give Mommy the recipe for a Feely bag. Okay, that's with flour, some water, and some food colour. You can make it any colour you want to. I made mine yellow because Ethan is learning about, the bumblebees are learning about yellow today, and the busy beetles. So I just made him a yellow Feely bag. And this is really nice because you can put it on the table, and then you can draw in it. Okay, and it's also just good to squish around with your fingers, giving your fingers some exercise. Don't tell Mommy to put some tape on it, because otherwise it all squishes out and it makes loads of mess. I've done that before. Okay, then also, shaving cream. Maybe you can spray it onto a plate, and then you can, I'm just showing you, oh my goodness, my shaving cream's running out. You can move it around on your plates. Okay, and then if you want to be fancy, maybe you can take a crayon and you can draw in it, or if you want to, you can just do a finger. So I've done a jumping gym because I've learned about that before, then I can smush it out. Maybe I'm going to draw a little jacket. Okay, so then I've got the sleeves of the jackets here, and there's down there, and some buttons. Very cool. Okay, then I can put it out. Okay, right, so that's the shaving cream. Now I'm going to have to maybe, let me put it on my face. I know you guys love doing this. Okay, some shaving cream on my face. Okay, right, now I look silly. Now I'm ready for my next activity. Also, what's lots of fun is if you put some flour or salt into a tray, and then you can draw with it with your finger. Okay, so that's just some fun sensory jumping gym activities for you to do. Have loads of fun with your sensory play. It's so good for you. Exercising your fingers, your small muscles, your big muscles, your creativity and imagination. And this is something you can do on your own, and even with your brothers and sisters and your little brothers and sisters, they can have lots of fun with this. Okay, have a lovely jumping gym, wonderful wacky Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow for our Thursday, for our fun activities we're going to do. Boys, have a lovely, lovely day. Miss you lots. Thank you for all the pictures you've been sending me. It makes my heart just pump with lumpy custard. Love you lots. Bye.